Hi everyone, this is Selina. I hope you're well. Welcome back to one of my videos. So today I decided to make a cocoon shrug. There will be plenty of pictures on my blog as well as the free pattern that you can download. So don't forget to do that. I will be linking everything in the down bar from the materials to my blog. So this is a really easy project. So basically this is a cocoon shrug and this is the opening, the front. I will be posting plenty of pictures and everything on my blog too. So to have a clearer picture of the construction, head over to my blog, selinaveronique.com. These are the sleeves. And this is the front opening, and it's an absolutely gorgeous and easy project. And basically we start off by making a granny square, and then we add on the borders, and then I finished off with a chain arc edging, which I absolutely adore. So it's a very beginner friendly pattern and tutorial. For this project I used a 7mm crochet hook, a tapestry needle and a pair of scissors, as well as James C. Brett marble chunky yarn. So this is an absolutely gorgeous yarn. I will be linking the exact shade that I used, but you can substitute it with any chunky yarn that you prefer. I will be using US terms, and I do hope you enjoy this tutorial. So I'm going to show you how to make the granny square to begin with. So I've completed mine and I'll show you with a sample what to do. So basically I just wanted to show you this. It's really easy, and this is the square that we will then be folding to create our shrug. Mine measures 96 centimeters, which is roughly 38 inches. I'm a very small person, so you might want to make it a bit larger. I will be writing on my blog different sizes, but for like an S, I would definitely do 38 inches. So I'm just going to show you a simple granny square technique for this. So to begin, you are going to make a slip knot. So just make a slip knot. Pop your hook through and tighten. And to begin, you are going to be chaining 4. So just go ahead. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And once you've chained 4, you are going to go into the first chain that you did and slip stitch. So just take your yarn, pull it through that first chain and pull it through this loop. And this creates a circle. And what you are going to be doing now is chaining 3. So 1, 2 and 3. And this counts as your first double crochet. And what we are going to be doing now is working in the center of this circle. So just wrap your yarn around your hook and place 2 more double crochets within that center. So just go ahead and place 2 double crochets into that, and another, and I am weaving in my loose end as I go along. So this creates our first cluster of 3 double crochets, because the first chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Now you are going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and you are going to go back into that circle and place another cluster of 3 double crochets. So just go ahead and place another 3 double crochets into that circle. There we go. And we are going to carry on with our pattern by chaining 2, 1 and 2, and placing another cluster of 3 double crochets within our circle. So just go ahead, place 3 double crochets into that, and chain 2, 1 and 2, and go back and place another cluster of 3 double crochets into that. So you see, it's pretty straightforward and simple. There are no tricks. So there we go, and to finish off our first round, we are going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and slip stitch to the third chain that we did. So just go ahead and slip stitch through that. And basically this is what our first round will look like. So basically we have 4 clusters of 3 double crochets, all separated by a chain 2, and this chain 2 will always be a corner, but this will all make sense as we go along. I'm just gonna let you pull this tight like so, and I will recommend that you sew this in quite tightly just to avoid it unraveling. I'm just going to snip it off because it's my sample, and yeah, it's distracting me. So, but basically just sew it in. So now I'm just going to show you round 2. So for round 2, you are going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this counts as our first double crochet. Turn your work, and we are simply going to be placing 2 more double crochets into that. So just go ahead and place 2 double crochets. We are going to be chaining 2, 1 and 2, and place another cluster of 3 double crochets because this is our first cluster, and we're going to place another cluster into that same space. And this will always be what we will be doing for corners, but as I said, I will go through this in detail as we go along, but just know that every time we encounter a corner, we are always going to be placing 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets into those corners. And this is what will create our granny square. So now we're simply going to go straight into this next corner, which next chain space, which is also a corner. But as I said, this will definitely make sense after a few rounds, so don't worry. So just go ahead and place 3 double crochets into that. Chain 2 and place another 3 double crochets into that same space. Again, this is a corner, so place another cluster of 3 double crochets into that. And now we are simply going to be going into the next chain space right here and place 3 double crochets into that. Chain 2 and place another 3 double crochets into this space. So this is again a corner. There we go, and this is what our round 2 will look like. So I hope this is making sense. So we're just going to go straight into the next space and place 3 double crochets into that. And then again, because this is a corner, chain 2. So I'm just going to finish this third double crochet. I'm going to chain 2 and place another 3 double crochets into that space. So there we go, 2 and 3. There we go. And now to finish off this round, I am simply going to slip stitch to the first chain. So basically, this is what it's going to look like. Basically for row 3, we are simply going to be chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3, turn your work, and this is what it will look like. And we're simply going to go back into that space and place another 2 double crochets into that. So just go ahead and place 2 double crochets, so that is equal to 3 double crochets in total. So once you've finished your cluster of 3, we're directly going to go into the corner right here and place 3 double crochets into that. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 and place another 3 double crochets into that. 1, 2, and 3, because that's a corner. So basically, when it's a corner, it's a cluster of 3 2 chains and then 3. But then when we reach the normal spaces, it's just a cluster of 3. So here we go in the middle, and we're going to have more and more of these. So as the granny square grows, our corners will be less and less, if that makes any sense. And these spaces in the middle of our rounds are going to be more and more. So we're just going to place 3 double crochets into that space. So 1, 2, and 3. So basically what I'm saying is that chain 3 double crochets, chain 2 3 double crochets is only for our corners, and from now on, from this row forward, we're going to have these spaces here, and we're just going to be placing a cluster of 3 double crochets in those. And then obviously we're going to go directly into this space, and this is where we're going to place 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets, because obviously this is a corner. So there we go. So I'm just going to place another 3 double crochets into that corner. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're just simply directly going to go into the next space, and this is a normal space. I like to call them normal spaces because they're not a corner space. So basically we're in one of those spaces, and we're just simply going to place 3 double crochets into that. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're gonna go into the next space, which is also a corner. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and 3 double crochets. And then now this was a corner, and now we're just going to go into the next space, which is a normal space, and place a cluster of 3 double crochets. So I'm just going to let you carry on with this row, so there's not a lot left to do. So there we go. Just carry on, place your 3 double crochets, chain 2 3 double crochets in this last space, and then I'll show you how to finish off this row. So there we go, this is what it looks like, and I'm just going to take my hook out, and as you can see, I hope this is making sense. We've still got the corners here, so I've slip stitched into the 3rd chain like we always do, and we've got our corners here, and then we've got our normal spaces, and as you can see now we've got 2 normal spaces before we reach another corner. And there are 2 normal spaces on this side, and as this granny square grows, we're going to have more and more of those normal corners where we're simply just going to be placing 3 double crochets, and the 3 double crochet, chain 2 3 double crochets will be for the corners only. So basically for the next round, so it's just a repeat, it's very therapeutic. So just 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work as always, and we're simply going to be placing 2 more double crochets into that space. There we go. And this is our cluster of 3 double crochets, and then we've got a corner space. So basically in that corner space we're going to be placing, as always, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and now we've got normal spaces. So basically we're going to go into the next space and place 3 double crochets into that. And you see our granny square is growing, and into the next space. So just place 1, 2, and 3, and then we've reached the corner where we will be placing 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then you're going to work on this side where you will be placing 3 double crochets into this, and then 3 double crochets into this space, and then again a corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, go directly into this space and place a cluster of 3 double crochets, and then into the next the same thing, and then the corner as always. And then I'll show you what to do once we reach this side. So I'm just going to let you carry this on until we reached the end of this row, and I'll show you how to finish off this row. So I've just finished almost this round, so I've just finished my corner, and I'm just going to go into the last space and place my 3 double crochets into that. 1, 2, 3, and this is my last cluster, and I'm just going to link into this stitch right here. There we go. Just to complete this row. So basically this is what our granny square is going to look like, and then I'm just going to show you briefly the next row. 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work and place another 2 double crochets within that space. 1 and 2. And like I said, our normal spaces are growing. So basically into the next space, we're just going to place 3 double crochets into that. 1, 2, and 3. And now we've reached a corner. So you're simply going to do what we do in every corner, which is 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3. And then we have normal spaces all the way along, so we're just going to go into the next directly and place 3 double crochets into that. 2 and 3. And then into the next normal space and place 3 double crochets into that. And basically I'm just going to let you carry on with this project. 2 and 3. And this is what it's going to look like. And basically we still have 1 normal space left where you're going to place a cluster of 3 double crochets into that, and then a corner, you know what to do in the corner, and then 3 clusters, normal clusters, where you're going to place a cluster of 3 double crochets, and so on, and then reaching another corner, and so on. And then what you will be doing is, again, when you reach this side, you are simply going to be linking your like slip stitching into that stitch. So I'm just going to let you carry on your granny square until you reach like me. So I did 96 centimeters, which is 38 inches, but I will be writing down, and that is 27 rounds. I've counted them, and basically I'm just gonna write all this down on my free pattern with different sizes, so don't worry. This is just to give you a bit of insight, and yeah, I'll let you carry on, and then once you finish your granny square, just fasten off, and then I'll show you what to do then. So I finished my granny square, and I've just folded it in half, so I'm trying to show you on camera. So basically I'm going to unfold it, and this is what it looks like. And to carry on with our project, we're simply going to fold it in half. So just fold it in half. Obviously this is a square, so it doesn't matter which side you fold. And basically I'm just folding it like this. Make sure that this is equal to this, and basically this is what it looks like, and this is our center, like this is where we fold it, and this is the front of the cardigan. So basically now what we're going to do to form the armpits, we are simply going to be taking our measuring tape. So we're going to take our measuring tape and measure, so I'm just going to turn it to the inches side, and we're simply going to be, so on each side, once you folded it in half, and when you come from the center, just measure 9 inches, which is also 23 centimeters, like so. So I hope you can see this is 9 inches, and you're going to take your stitch marker. I'm just going to use a piece of yarn because that's what I've got at hand, and I'm going to mark that stitch. So I'm just going to tie this on both sides like this. I'm just going to tie it, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side, so I'm going to let you do the other side. And now what we're going to do, this is where our armholes will be. So I hope you can see, and this is the other side. What we are going to be doing is stitching from here to here. So it's very easy and very straightforward, just so that this creates a hole here. And this is the center of the cardigan. Okay, so I've popped my tapestry needle, I've taken it, and I've got my yarn. And what we are going to be doing is just stitching where I told you. So I'm just gonna tie a piece of yarn onto your cardigan, like so. So I'm gonna do a double knot. And now you are simply gonna stitch this part. So I'm just going to use the mattress stitch, but you can use whichever stitch that you prefer. So there we go, I've zoomed in, and basically the mattress stitch is just simply going from one side to the next, and then you're going to go into the other side, and then the next, and you're going to do that until you reach the top of the cardigan here, so until you reach this spot. And then once you've reached that spot of sewing, you're simply gonna tie a double knot, make a double knot, and then sew in your loose end and fasten off, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I've just finished sewing in both sides. So this is what it looks like, and this is the armhole. And this is the side that I've sewed, and I've done the same on the other side that I've sewed, so it's the exact same thing. And I'm just going to show you here, this is the opening, and this will be the front of the cardigan, and this is the center fold, which will be the back of the cardigan. So basically what we are going to be doing now is creating an edge here. I'm going to show you how to do that on the arms, creating sleeves, the front, and also obviously on the other side. And it will be the exact same principle for every single side. And I'm just going to start by showing you this part, and obviously you will be doing it the exact same thing for the front of the cardigan, so all the way around the front obviously. and then all the way around this side also, and it will be the exact same pattern for everything. So I'm just going to show you with the sleeve. Okay, so I've just attached my yarn onto my cardigan, and what we are going to be doing is popping our hook through this, chaining one. So we've just chained one, and now we are simply going to be placing a single crochet into every stitch along. So when you see a stitch, place a single crochet into that, and then into the next stitch a single crochet, and into the next stitch, and you're going to go around the whole armhole placing single crochets, and then I'll show you what to do when we reach the end of this row. Okay, so I hope you can see. I know this is really not the best to see, but what you are going to do is place a single crochet into the last stitch before our stitch here. I'm gonna go again into this stitch and place a single crochet into that, and then I'm just going to slip stitch to the first chain like so, and this is what it's going to look like. So we've placed a row of single crochets onto this edging. Okay, so now that we've done that, we are simply going to do row 2. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and this counts as our first double crochet, and go into the next single crochet and place a double crochet into that, and then go into the next single crochet and place a double crochet into that, and place another double crochet into the next double crochet. And I'm just going to let you carry this on for the next until you reach the end of the row, placing a double crochet into each single crochet from the previous row, and I'll meet you back to show you what to do next. Okay, so I've almost finished this row, and I'm just going to place my last double crochet here, and now I am simply going to slip stitch to the first chain 3 chain that we did. So I'm just going to slip stitch at the top here and slip stitch, and now for the third row I am simply going to be repeating this row of double crochets. So you're simply going to do the same thing, so chain 1, 2 and 3, and just place double crochets. So just place double crochets all along until you reach the end of the row, and then slip stitch just like I showed you. So this is simply a repeat of the previous row. Okay, so I've just finished my second row of double crochets all the way around, and now what I am going to be doing is finishing with a chain arc edging. So to do so, we are going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. And then we are simply going to skip the next stitch. So what we are going to be doing now is skipping the next stitch and placing a single crochet into the next. So basically we've skipped one stitch and placed a single crochet into that next stitch. We are going to be chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3, skipping one stitch and going into the next, and chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, skipping one stitch and going into this one, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skipping a stitch and going into the next stitch. And this is what we're going to do until the end of this row, and I'll just meet you back to show you how to finish. Okay, so I'm back and I finished almost my chain arc edging, and this is what it looks like, and I've almost finished this row. So what we are going to be doing is chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3, skip this last stitch and go into this stitch like we usually would, place a single crochet into that, and now we are simply going to to be slip stitching here. So we are simply going to be slip stitching here to finish off this row, and snip off your yarn. There we go, I've snipped off my yarn, and I'm just going to pull the yarn through, and there we go. We finished our project. Okay, so this is what the sleeve looks like, the first sleeve, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely adore this design, and you are simply going to be repeating this process on the front of the cardigan. So just tie your yarn at any point like we just did, and then just do the exact same pattern, and then the same thing on the other armhole. Don't forget to download my free pattern from selinaveronique.com. I will be placing lots of pictures on that, so just go ahead and check that out. And I do hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe for a crochet video tutorial every week and a free pattern. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.